Hey guys, I just wanted to come in here and show you some settings. Hopefully this will help you be a better player. Um, Basically here you have your custom loadout, which I suggest you set it up to whatever your preference is. Mine is thumb. What you see right now is the fire button, which is actually highlighted underneath. That is your kill button for your melee weapon. That one in particular is uh, your melee that does kill cam. This up here is my hip fire. You're sliding, and I put my recoil or reload back down here. The middle section is more or less for BR, which I don't worry about because I really don't play BR. Also, if you say you move something around uh, and you can't figure out why something's not working, say like you move the hip fire over here where the ADS is, then that would be, you would want to do a practice round, which is what I'm going to show you now. Well, after a second, so I'm just going to hit save. Now with basic, the one thing a lot of people don't tell you, oh, change these settings. Well, here's a few things. You can scroll all the way down. You got to scroll all the way down, okay? This is your mini map. That's at the very bottom. You can change your size of your mini map and other things like that. Now these are your objective markers. You can mess with those. I don't mess with those. You can make them smaller and larger. Okay. And down here, Team HUD setting is going to show their health bar. If you don't want their health, show their health, your health bar on your teammate and their ID, just put mark. FOV. You hear a lot of this. This increases what you see. As you see, I have it set at 70 instead of max because I'm on a phone. If you're not on a phone and on an iPad, I recommend going all the way to max, which gives you a greater field of view. If you wanted to invert it, why you'd want to do that is just beyond me. You're always sprint sensitivity. I'm trying to get back up to where the best thing is. The damage number, you can turn that on. It tells you how much damage each shot's doing towards another player. I keep mine off. I don't need to know that. A lot of other people do. Pros don't mainly use it. This is what I wanted to get to. The weapon performance while hip firing. You have 0, I had to put that down to 0 recoil. Weapons preference, well, ADS, gun kick scale 0, view kick scale 0, recoil rotate scale 0. And what that does is when you come back out here, you go into a match.
Training mode.
Is when you run up, well, let me run until this does a countdown.
We got to
Why
stick
this does a
together if we're
countdown
going to make
now,
it
I
out
don't know.
alive.
But it makes it look like there's absolutely no recoil to your gun. Trust me, there is recoil. It's just makes it look like there's no recoil. And you can tell there's recoil here. Let me try and get a more target. It is less. So, say if it was off, I'd be bouncing all around. You can see the gun shaking, but it just makes it a little bit more manageable. And I recommend that you actually come into the practice range when you're doing any settings. The one thing I don't understand is when you go to sensitivity, it doesn't tell you what one's for what. Like standard sensitivity, red dot, it doesn't tell you for, it says camera, but that's this part, that's not this part. And then you go down here, firing
While we
sensitivity.
wait, the enemy prepares.
Actually, I gotta, no, that's right, I had that right, 120. That's your red dot, then you had your standard sensitivity, ADS, tactical scope, your vertical, and your ear you want set low. So if, like me, I thumb, mainly because I'm
At the end
missing
of
a
the
couple
day,
fingers, so
I'm
all I
just a
can do is
weapon.
thumb. So I had a problem before where I'd aim and I'd go straight up in the air like that. That was forcing. Now I don't have that problem. I can actually slide around. If anything, I'll be have to force it up myself versus it just skyrocketing up like it used to. It does slow it down when you're looking up as well, so in your normal play. Another setting is your acceleration. This, you know, the faster you move your finger, the faster it moves. My finger is actually in between the reload and the shoot button. So when I actually move, you actually want 180 with a very little, you want to look 180 degrees without like going way over like this. This is me going across the whole entire screen. But left to right, I can do 180 and my thumb barely moves. Okay, another setting I wanted to mention. Oh, whoops. I think that was what it was. I don't know. I didn't mean to hit that. Basically, I try and get everything down to what it's supposed to, the same all the way down through. Your scopes. Let me switch my loadout. Like when you're scoping, if you're thumbing to quick scope, you always have to go all the way out. And I have to zoom all the way in, and then you have to release the fire. So quick scoping is very hard as far as thumbs. But again, doing your sensitivity will help control. Like I'm still working on my sniping. Like this is something you don't want to be doing. Is hard scoping, especially in the middle of a match. That was my fault, I pushed up. And when you're actually doing this, just keep on practicing. if you're thumbing, you'll eventually get pretty good with a sniper rifle. But my biggest problem is, switch back here. Is if you actually shoot this will go up to 30 or 40 meters. And then anything you do, you can see right here where you're actually hitting. Up on this little bit guy right here. So my problem is, besides that I just messed up and is when I reload. If you notice, my cursor is not where
at the end of the day, I'm just
wanted. I'm not sitting right, so I'm not actually doing this correctly. So that's why you see me sliding all over the place. My arm keeps on moving. But anyways, you want to see how accurate you are. You know, at distance, you can do that. That's 40 meters.
While we wait,
Yeah, I
the enemy
did something
prepares.
because now my settings I used to be a lot tighter, so that is not. Was it mid? That feels more like what it's supposed to be like. So there, we learned something new. That actually helps a lot. Now, if you're going to thumb, I recommend whatever feels comfortable to you as far as your HUD setup. Mine has been like this for years, so I'm used to it. So that's how I have it. To switch weapons, I actually just press where the gun and the sphere is. That's how I change my weapon. I don't use the button to change it. If you're using more than just thumbs, which is three finger, 4 finger, 5 finger, and 6.
At the end of the day, I'm just a weapon.
I'm surprised that somebody hasn't tried to figure out how to use their feet to play, but give it time. You want to try and get the movement down to whatever you're comfortable with, because you are going to be limited to movement. Any player that uses more than just 2 thumbs has an advantage over you. You can sit there and aim, but you're going to need more than one. You know, if you're going to aim around corners, you really kind of have to keep low. With thumbing, you're not going to be a huge pusher. You're going to be more of an objective player. So that is what I recommend if you actually need to. You want to be more active, you're going to have to go up to 3 to 4 fingers, especially for killing. I mean, I can do it. It's just hard because I'm missing a finger on my right hand, so it's hard to do anything other than thumb for me. So it is really your personal preference. And that would be it. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe.